Hello everybody, I hope you guys are doing amazing today. I just wanted to come on here and do a little reading for the current full moon in Aquarius today on which is August 22nd, 2021. And so yeah, I just wanted to do a reading for you guys for this special day. And so I initially, before I started pulling some cards for this reading, I did do it cold reading just to see kind of what comes up first. And so I'll refer to the messages that I got from that in just a moment. But so the two I pulled two oracle cards first just to kind of see what energy we can prepare for. And so we have this card here that says the awareness you need, or the answers you need are coming. That could be awareness too. The awareness that you need could be coming too. I mean, I don't think that's an accident. I don't believe in coincidences anymore. But anyways, yeah, so the answers that you need are coming. And then we also have this card here that says innovation, new creations. And so initially what I feel with those two oracle cards is that there is this connection happening. There's this unity, this collective unity that's happening where, and I think this has to do with like this division going on with the earth. I feel like all this chaos and all this division is and has been a catalyst to kind of show us. I do want to say, okay, first of all, I want to say I also did a cold reading the other day. And I didn't even, I didn't go into this. I didn't go into the previous reading I did as a cold reading. I just was kind of meditating and kind of put my intention to connecting with the earth and just to see what she's got, just to see what's going on with her and how she's feeling, or just like these energy, I wanted to see what kind of energies she was, putting out. And so when I did that, I got a whole bunch of stuff, which was to my surprise. And so one of the things, and it feels connected to this reading right now. And so, especially with this card here, with the answers you need are coming, because we have like the Gemini energy, which is like the twins. And so like, this is reminding me of that reading, or that, cold reading I did for Earth, or Gaia. And I got a pretty cool message. I got this like visual of this like heart, and there was a bunch of like circles, little circles, and then like vertical lines, just all kind of mixed together in this like heart shape. And the message I kind of got from that was, you're mixed together, but you can't see. And so like, as I kind of saw that visual and like heard that message, I was like, what does that mean? Like, why can't we see? Or like, how can we see? And then another visual, started to, pop up, and it was like still the heart shape, but the circles and the lines were separating on one side and the other side. So like the weight of all like these, circles on this side and these like vertical lines on this side were kind of like tearing this heart apart. And so I guess, what I interpreted from those visuals was that like we can't see. Okay, so what do we have to do to see? How can we see? What do we have to do? And there's this like, and then that's when this visual appeared, where there was all these circles on one side and all these lines on this side, and the weight of them, pushing, outwards, going, separating, was ripping the heart. And so like, it kind of, I felt a little panic when this was happening, like the heart's ripping, like like this, they need to stop pushing this way because the heart's ripping. And yeah, so I remember feeling like a little panic, but not like really, like my heart wasn't racing or anything like that, but in the visual I felt like a panic because the heart was ripping, and it just kept ripping and ripping, and it was getting to the point where it was almost ripping completely apart. And what I was like feeling about that message was that in order to see, we have to kind of make it obvious that there is a division and that we don't want that. So I feel like we had to put, as a collective, we kind of, in order to see, see, that's, I don't know, that was just the message, that they're together, they're mixed together, but they can't see. And I was just like, how do we see? How can they see? What do we do so we can see? And it was just showing me this picture, like, of this, like, weight tearing this heart apart. And that it was just kind of, and I just was like, no, like, stop. Like, I see what's happening. Like, the heart's breaking, it's ripping. I don't want it to break and rip. But, I was like, we come back, we need to come back together. And so, like, I feel like with this card here, it's talking about connection and coming together. And so to go back to this visual that I was seeing in this meditation the other day, while trying to focus my intention on connecting to Earth, there was this, there was the heart, and it was ripping. And so I kind of like had this little panic and was like, I don't want that. We don't want this. We don't want this to happen. We don't want the heart to break. And so it started to mend more, but it could only mend when these like circles and lines looked like this. So when they were like coming together. So in order to mend this heart back up, we have to come together. And so like, that's all I really got from that. And it's like, okay, so that's a message, right? But so what I'm seeing here, it feels like it's a continuation of the information that I got the other day. And so, like, this card that says the answers you need are coming is making me think that even though we might not have answers now, just the thought, just the intention of wanting to come together to stop this division that's going on in the world and in our personal lives, in whatever aspect that means to you, in order to, really unite and really be together. Because in that first initial visual that I saw with the heart and all of the circles and lines mixed together, we were together, but we weren't together. We were just mixed up together, but we couldn't see. And so that's what I was like, well, how do we see? And it's like, in order to see, you have to see that you guys are separated, and that this is not what you want, that you're separated, and separation isn't the answer, and it's not going to solve anything. And it only causes more destruction and more confusion and chaos. So this message just kind of feels like I said, a continuation, because it's like, we don't have answers, but we know that we don't want division. So it's like the answers are coming soon, okay? But in order to kind of have those answers, we have to be more innovative. We have to be more creative. We need to think outside the box to figure out, how to really come together. Even though there's so many different perspectives, we still have to figure out, how to get to a point where at least we're agreeing to disagree, while we're doing come together in a way that we've never come together before. So I'm feeling like there's a lot of downloads happening right now, if that makes sense to you. We're getting, so there's this thing that's been happening, okay? I feel like there's so much going on. I feel like I have so many things to say, because there's so many like messages here. And so there's also I feel like there's been a period and I can, especially for me, I've felt this, where I feel like I've just been so kind of tired and not motivated, and not necessarily not motivated, but just tired, to where I feel like, I want to do this thing, I want to work on this, I want to work on this project, I want to learn more about this, but I just feel like like I can't do that right now. I don't want to do that right now. I don't have the energy to do that right now. I want to do it, but I don't have the energy to do it. And I feel like I've been trying to kind of, think more about what's going on with that situation. And when I did think about that, I kind of like meditated on that as well. There was just kind of this visual of a computer being charged or being updated. Okay, so when we have our computers or electronic devices and they need to be updated, they usually tell you that in order for this phone to be updated, you need to plug it into a power source, and then it needs to do its thing. And so the same thing goes for us. In order for us to kind of receive these energetic downloads that are assisting us in figuring out what we can do to connect more to each other and to solve problems, and we need to receive these upgrades, we need to receive these downloads, and in order to do that, we need to plug into a power source and just let the downloads come in. And so I had to kind of realize that I wasn't just being lazy, I'm not just being unmotivated, that maybe I just need to rest to kind of receive right now. And so if any of you guys have been feeling like you don't feel like motivated, or you feel tired, or you feel like you don't have as much energy as you usually do to do the things that you want to do, like any projects you're working on, or any kind of thing that you've been wanting to do but you haven't felt like you have the energy to do it, keep in mind that you might just be getting an update, you might just be being updated, okay? And it's important for you to, during this update, during these downloads, is to rest and to plug in and just let yourself receive these downloads. And when I say rest or plug in, that could mean, relaxing, resting as much as you need, as much as possible, getting enough sleep, going out in nature, meditating, just all those things are, plugging yourself into quiet time to where, you're just allowing things to download, so that, because if you're trying to update or upgrade your computer, or your device is trying to update, it needs to be plugged in and left alone. Okay, so it wouldn't it would overheat if you're trying to receive downloads but also do work. So for any of you guys who have been feeling a little bit like drained or blah, just kind of keep in mind that you just might be receiving downloads, and you're needed to just stop for a second and plug in so you can properly receive these downloads without any disruption. Okay, so anyway, but yeah, I don't know if I said this or not, so I apologize if I'm repeating stuff, but yeah, this card here, the innovation and new creations, it's like giving me that idea that it's those downloads. Okay, we're receiving those downloads. That's what this is. If you've been feeling tired or not energized, it's probably because you're receiving these innovative energies, these new creation energies. So yeah, so new creations to solve problems, new ideas and thinking outside of the box that would assist us into solving problems, or assist us into solving the problems or the bumping of heads issue with people or others, so that we are connecting on a strong and helpful level for the collective, for humanity. Okay, and so also with this card, so on a grander scale, there's a lot of these, connections happening. There's a lot of this coming together happening, but more in a personal kind of perspective, you might be connecting with your twin flame or soulmates, or connecting with a romantic partner. You know, if you're someone who's single, you could be if you're single and you've been wanting like a partner, like a lifelong partner, that, you know, those energies are coming in so that you guys can get attracted to each other and so that you find each other. So if you are single and like looking for a lifelong partner, those relationships are coming together and are being pushed right now. But as well as like if you are in a relationship and, you know, there's kind of some tension or distance between you and a loved one, or you and a romantic partner, like there is this coming together, like you guys are going to be finding new ideas that will allow you to come together in, you know, a way that you haven't been, or maybe you wish to be more connected. If you've been feeling, you know, like a distance in your romantic life with your partner, you're going to be getting some new ideas in order to kind of come together and to be more connected. But not just, you know, romantic partners. If you're someone, you know, who has a partner and you feel like pretty connected, you know, great. But also with family members, if you've been feeling like distance from family members, or distance from friends, you're going to be getting, you know, some new ideas, and you're going to be getting some inspirations to think outside the box in order for you guys to come together. Okay, so the initial message I got from the cold reading that I did for today was, there wasn't much, but I did get a couple of messages. The first messages was changes, which is obvious. I mean, I think a lot of us can tell that there's a lot of changes going on here, that we're going through a shift right now. An energetic collective consciousness shift is happening right now. So changes is probably a word that you may have been hearing, may or may not. Everyone's different. And then the other message was buy a jacket. So what I got from changes and buy a jacket was that although these messages are very beautiful and like good and positive and optimistic, and it's just good energy that I'm feeling, a lot of good changes and necessary changes in order to come together and to be more of a united consciousness. You know, things have to be uprooted. Okay, you know, ways that have been, oh gosh, ways that we've done things that don't work are pretty, you know, are rooted into life. And so those things have to be uprooted before we can kind of bring in these new ideas of, you know, a better, more peaceful, more connected, more united life. And so my interpretation of these first two messages that I got, which were changes and buy a jacket, are big changes are happening, but buckle your seatbelt because it's going to be rocky. You know, there's going to be, as beautiful as it is energetically, it may not look like that on the outside, on, you know, in a physical perspective. It might look like chaos and that everything is going to shit and that things are being destroyed and destruction. But what's really happening is, you know, things that aren't working being uprooted, you know, in order to start over and to, you know, implement new ideas that will make positive changes, and the changes that we want that will allow us to come together and unite. Okay, and so I also did pull 2 tarot cards as well. And let's see, I kind of like wanted a message of like what we can prepare for, or like what we can do to prepare, like what do we need to know about, you know, all these changes, and everything that's going on. And so I got the Temperance card in its reverse position, as well as the Devil card. I need to clean my screen. I apologize for the blurriness. So I have I have the Devil card and we have the Temperance in its reverse position. And so with these 2 cards in tandem, it's I feel like the message is really saying that we need to really stop with the bad habits. And I feel this card, I feel these cards so much because I've been so like good and bad when it comes to like my health, especially eating. Like, oh God, I love foods that are not good for you, okay? And it's been kind of like hard for me to like really stick to the healthy eating. And so I feel like this card is kind of telling me like, you see this? That's the Temperance card in its reverse position. That means you are probably, you know, not eating the way you should be eating, as well as with the Devil card, because the Devil card has to do with kind of like addictions and doing things that maybe you know aren't good for you, but feel good or taste good. And so to have the Devil card with the Temperance in its reverse position, which has to do with, you know, like you can see this chick here, she's doing yoga, and there's like cupcakes and a martini and a computer screen here on one side, and then on the other side there's a book and there's a glass of water and there's like carrots. So she's balancing, you know, healthy stuff versus maybe not so healthy stuff. And the fact that it's in its reverse position is making me feel like it's leaning more to like the cupcakes and martini side, especially with the Devil card in its upright position here, is just telling you like, take care of yourself, take care of your body, take care of your mind, do what you need to do to be healthy, do what you need to do to keep your mind healthy, do what you need to do to keep your body healthy, because with these changes, with this shift that's going on right now, and I feel like yeah, it's gonna get rocky, man. And in order for it to be not so tough on the body and the mind, it's really like we're really being told to take care of yourself, to take care of your body, to take care of your mind, to be as healthy as you can, to make, you know, this rocky time less crazy, and so that you can handle it at your best. Okay, so that's all I have for today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.